No need for a seed. I want to read a little bit. It says, Serena Williams answered her critics with an overpowering victory in the Australian Open final. The unseeded, say unseeded. The unseeded and ranked 81st, say 81st ranked. They stopped counting after 100. You just don't, you're not getting, So the 81st ranked, she won her 8th and most improbable Grand Slam title early today, beating Maria Sharapova 6-1, 6-2. This is her quote. It was an awesome win because I had so many critics. You could put haters in there. I had so many critics, so many people saying negative things, Williams said, saying I wasn't fit when I felt that I was really fit, and I could not last 3 sets. It's always like, tell me no, and I'll show you that I can do it. I might as well read the whole thing. I get the greatest satisfaction just holding up the Grand Slam trophy plus $1 million and proving everyone wrong. Only the second unseeded woman to win the Australian title. She will jump from 81 to 14 in the world. Say suddenly. My God, my God. Let us turn to Genesis 1 and 11. I don't have enough time to do this, but I'm going to let God use whatever he wants to use. No need for a seed. What is the preacher talking about? Genesis 1 and 11, and then go to Psalms 126 and 6. I don't have a lot of time. 1 and 11. It says, and God said, you have that? And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. Whose seed is in itself. Whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Well, I might as well go a little further. And the earth brought forth grass yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his own kind, and God saw that it was good. Let's give the Lord some praise for the reading of his word. You may be seated. Let's go to Psalms 126 and 6. Whose seed is in itself. Whose seed is in itself. Wow. I'm excited. That's why I do that. I'm not really crazy, that crazy. Whose seed is in itself. When you have 126 and 6, please say amen. Amen. Whose seed is in itself. Whose seed, oh. You have Psalms 126 and 6? Say amen. He says, he that goeth forth weeping beareth precious seed. Say precious seed. Say precious seed. Say precious seed. Say precious seed. He said, he that goeth forth weeping beareth precious seed shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing sheaves with him. Sheaves with him. Fruit from the seed. Fruit from the seeds. The title of the message, she said, the title was No Need for a Seed. And God said something very powerful. I don't have enough time. God says, he said he's designed in the beginning that everything that would produce fruit would have a seed in itself. So when you say seed that she's talking about, preacher, what are you talking about? Let me give you the definition for the seed that they're talking about. A seed is to schedule tournament players so that the superior ones will meet early in the early rounds. Oh, better defined. To externally schedule tournament players so that the superior ones will meet early in the rounds. To rank a player relative to others in a tournament based on previous record. To rank a player relative to others in a tournament based on previous record. I don't have the time that I need. My daughter plays tennis, and both of them play tennis, and my youngest one is ranked 26 in the 12s, and Lauren is ranked 10 in the 14s in the state. So the reason I mention that is not just because I'm proud, but because of the fact that I understand seeding. I understand seeding because seeding will determine who has the better draw. Sometimes, based on the luck of the draw, that's where the phrase comes from, you could get enough players, you could be scheduled to play enough players so that you can almost be guaranteed that you'll wind up in the finals. That means that there's an external group that's already decided that they want to see you in the finals. There's an external group that's already decided that they're going to seed you to set you up to win. A seeding is also a way of putting it is a chosen group of people. People who've been chosen by an external group based on how this external group sees that player. A seeding is an external perception of a particular person based on how they perceive that person's ability. A seeding is the place that they are in class, whether based on the way they've been taught, whether they wound up being seated or ranked 6th in their class or 106 in their class, based on an external ranking system. The world has an external ranking system that says, based on how we perceive you, we set the system up for a select group of people to succeed at the highest level of competition. Now, you don't like what I'm about to say, but it's the truth anyway. It is based on your education and what family you came from, and whether you went to an Ivy League school or whether you went, there's certain seedings that if you went to, there's some children that don't even go to regular, elementary schools. They get on God help me today. Their parents say that we're deciding that they're going to be at the highest levels of competition, so we're going to send them to a certain daycare, and we're going to send them to us. They get seated even in the crib. They get seated in the crib. They get seated in the crib. So they decided that they're going to go to this daycare center because the Kennedys go to this daycare center, and the Rockefellers and go to this daycare center, and they're going to go to this elementary school because they're and if you can't afford to send and you don't know, you can afford, but if you don't know somebody, you may not be able to get your child in even that daycare center or even, you're not helping me, that elementary school and so forth. And they're brought up in a particular lifestyle. They all know each other. They all run into each other. Oh, you're getting quiet because you act like you don't know what I'm talking about and you're afraid of where I'm going, but I'm here already. You don't have to get nervous. and they get seeded from the crib. They get seeded. They get seeded from elementary school. They get seeded. They're already ranked to be a certain thing, even from the crib.